Let's do it once again with Kim, so that we hear what it should sound like, and so we hear the brilliance over the top of the congregation. And then I'm going to put some other things together. 1, 2, 3. You have it either in 460 or 657. We should have done that to begin with.
Right.
Who wants to take it on? Now that we've done all of this chronological study, we won't ask Don to do it because he'll just nail it. When was this hymn tune written? Not the text, because we actually don't have the text in our hymn book.
Pritchard was a guy who was an insurance manager, and he was taken ill, and he wrote this song when he was in the hospital floor.
The tune?
I think so. Or was it that Dix? I can't remember which one it was. And wrote it while he was convalescing in the hospital.
I'll have to take your word for it, Guy.
I can't remember whether it was Dix or Pritchard.
Do you know the background for Hyper at all?
Not specifically.
Yes, okay, but we have the dates though. Where does it place it historically? 1811, 1887. Are we Renaissance? Are we Psalter hymn? Are we chorales? Are we classic? Are we in Brahms, 19th century? Are we 20th? Well, obviously not. Where are we? What's the style we're looking for? What's the character? What are the articulations we need? Long expected Jesus. It sounded boring to me. Why? We haven't done our pre-performance work. We don't know where it belongs. We have no clue where it belongs. Ruth doesn't belong in the second row. She belongs right beside her husband. The two go together, right? They are inseparable. And so knowing exactly where to put this tune makes it easy for us to sing. Where would you put it, Jay? Now, you've played a lot of string quartet music.
Yeah, it's like Beethoven.
Beethoven, okay. Could you play it in the style of Beethoven? Play your line, just your derived part there. Anybody want to dance? That's exactly what's going on. But what's he playing? Scales, right? Can you dance to scales? Of course you can. Mozart, Beethoven, Haydn, all those cats, they wrote scales all the time. Because they hadn't really advanced in harmony. You know, chromatic harmony only came in with Brahms and those other guys. Okay, now we're going to go with you, Matthew. Same thing in your low register. Now, here's the challenge, because we're playing a bass instrument, and I want the cello to dance just like the violin does. Okay? Go ahead. Articulation. Now the flute. Are you ready to sing? Everybody. All three players. 1, 2, 3, ready, now, play. Stop now, do you? Because it's so infectious. You've got the character. You know what it should sound like. And it's just leading you to a point of congregation, come with me, come with me, come with me. Now, you're all organists. We're all organists here. Who wants to go to the console and play? This is kind of facetious. This is kind of a short question. Who wants to go to the organ and play it in such a way that you invite the congregation classically to sing with you? Here comes the guy.
Do you know which piston 4, I think?
Well, I'll put 7 and it's a full organ.
Thank you, David. David Clark. David knows his congregation. This is his congregation. He's imagining people here on Sunday morning. He's inviting them into the presence of God. Come, long-expected Jesus, born to set the people free. Free us from our sins. Release us.
You won't be afraid to play Hifnagel, right?
Yeah, I got it. Different. Thank you, David.
Okay, now you can tell me how I should have been.
I think it has to do with registration. Does it sound like a string quartet? What does it sound like? Does it sound like a big orchestra? Does it sound like a Brahms orchestra? Does it sound like an orchestra with lots of woodwinds and brass horns? Or did it sound like a string quartet? Did it sound like Beethoven? I think that's the question. Let's hear the way Beethoven might sound. David, do we need the organ in here? I mean, can your congregation hear that without?
I think so, yeah.
Right. Okay. What I'm saying, basically, and I think you've heard me already, is get off the bench, turn the organ on, and let the people sing. If you don't get any other message from what I've said today, let the people sing. And if we can encourage the congregation to sing by accompanying them in such a way that they'll want to sing. Congregations, as I said, will sing anything they want to sing, and they'll do anything that we do. And if we prevent them from singing, they'll go home and watch the football game and take a nap. What if they say, I want to stay here and sing more? You could keep them here singing all afternoon and forget the football game. Why? Because people are meant to sing. Human voices are meant to sing. One more time. Matthew's got a different cello part. I wrote out a pizzicato part for the cello. This is just an optional part. Instead of having him do the linear part.
Which one do you want us to do then? The one in the
I'm sorry?
You want us to do just this one?
You can do this. Yeah, well, do the melody if you can. You're not going to do all the way through, Kim. I'll stop this here. You play it through twice. You play it up an octave, and here you play it where it's written in the front. Okay? Listen.
Part that you put it up.
No. Yes, you play this part. Play it twice. And Kim's going to play the soprano up an octave, and then Matthew's going to play the jazz bass part.
Sorry. Are you doing this?
Great. And play. Those things up. Matthew can go back to bowing. You can play just pizzicato for one phrase or two phrases and bow a phrase and pizz or whatever. Start bowing and pizz. It doesn't have to always. In fact, nobody needs to be playing all the time. That's boring. That's so obvious and mechanical. In fact, if you're writing for brass players, they need to race. And actually, all instrumentalists like to race. But when you're hearing the same thing all the time, the people will think, well, that was nice for one stanza, can't think of anything else to do. It becomes obvious, especially when it sounds like first grade, no, that's all he knows how to do. Let's think of something else. So be careful how you reuse material. What time are we doing now? Okay, I'd like to do some other. Would you get out of the Father's love? Let's look in your hymnals, please, to hymn number 82. This is one of those hymns that has become metricalized by hymnal editors for what reason I don't know. Because if you look at the original, at the bottom of the second page, hymn number 82, it says, Divina Mysterium, Sanctus Trope, 11th century, and then adapted P.A. Cantonese, 1582. Well, in the 11th century, there was very little notated music, if anything, written down. So when you think about chant, which is, it's a trope, it's a chant. In other words, it's a plain song melody, which is ametric. There were no meters, there were no bar lines, there were no distinctions between quarter notes and eighth notes and half notes and those kinds of things that we have in our modern notation. It was all equal note values in a sense, but all of the rhythms were based upon the text. The way we read the words is the way we sing the song. That's my mantra. The way we read the words is the way we sing the song. So look at this text now with me. The Father's love begotten. Before the worlds began to be, He is Alpha and Omega,